Thank you for tuning in. You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio World, and this is Women Empowerment Talk Radio. Oh, we are glad to be back in the studio once again. Just excited for today's show. Thank you once again for tuning in. I'm your host, Carmelle Bias, and we are here today to talk with our guest, Miss Constance Parbon from the Secretary of State and the Charity and Nonprofit Division. She is the program manager there. So we're going to be talking today about, what the Secretary of State exactly offers, some of the services and everything that goes along with that. But before we jump into our interview, as I normally love to do, I want to go ahead and give y'all some announcements, some upcoming events it is that we have. June 17th, the Royal Ball. All right, y'all. This is the second annual Royal Ball, and this is going to be June 17th at the Renton Pavilion. You want to come on out and support this event. This is a formal event also, too, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Suggest that you come on out, get your tickets on eventbrite.com. You can definitely purchase your tickets ahead of time. I believe right off the tickets are $100 now, includes dinner, networking, and everything else underneath the sun. So this is going to be a fun night. Encourage you all to come on out, be supportive. This is the Black Royal Ball, June 17th, starts at 7 p.m. at the Renton Pavilion. So definitely you want to check out Eventbrite, Facebook, take a look, buy your tickets and come on out. Also, too, we have Festival Sanjata this year. Oh, they're back on the scene, all right, at the Seattle Center this year. You can definitely go to their website, festivalsanjata.org. Take a look at that event. That's always a fun opportunity for business owners to get out there and sell their products and services. Let others know about what it is that you're doing in the community. A great event there. Again, you want to take a look at festivalsanjata.org for more information and details. All right, y'all. Also, too, want to let everyone know Women in Business Expo Group. We're again looking for those guest speakers out there that are motivated and inspired to, mentor young people. So we are this year, again, this is going to be our second time presenting our youth entrepreneurship program to Echo Glen Youth Detention Center. So if you are a guest speaker, if you're someone that is motivated, inspired to help young people, you want to mentor someone, definitely let us know. You can email us at Women in Business Expo Group at yahoo.com. Like I stated, we are looking for guest speakers. If you just have some wisdom, some knowledge, whatever it may be that you want to offer to young people, this is an opportunity, y'all. So definitely you can check us out on our Facebook page, Women in Business Expo Group. Also to take a look at the website, www.wibeg.biz. There you will find information and details on the upcoming Youth Entrepreneurship Program. And like I said, we are definitely looking for those speakers and those people out there that want to, mentor young people. And it's important nowadays, to be that leader, or whatever it is that you have to offer. We're definitely looking for you. So again, that email address is Women in Business Expo Group at yahoo.com, or you can check out the the website, www.wibeg.biz, for more information and details. All right, y'all. Oh, it was a total mouthful there of announcements it is that we have today. But we are looking forward to, moving forward this year and doing some new things within the community and just letting others know about the work it is that we're doing. Okay, all right. So what I'd like to do now is go ahead and introduce our guest for this afternoon, Miss Constance Parbon, and she is with the Secretary of State. She's with the Charities and Nonprofit Division there, and she is the program manager. So, Miss Constance, how are you doing this morning?
Sorry, still getting that unmute button there. How are you doing?
That's okay. We're doing great here in the studio today. I want to thank you again for taking the time this afternoon to be a part of Women Empowerment Talk Radio here on Rainier Avenue Radio World. Glad to have you on the show with us. And as I stated, we're gonna kind of dive in and see what are some of the information Secretary of State offers. Your division, I know, the charity and nonprofit division and kind of see how can we, hopefully be able to bridge some gaps there and let our listeners know a little bit more about the work it is that you're doing. So why don't you go ahead and let our listeners know? Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
So I've had the privilege of working with the Corporations and Charities Division for coming up on 7 years now. I started in trademarks and also learned corporations and their processes with our office. And then I started with the Charities program 6 years ago and started managing the program in September of 2017. Just recently, I have moved into the administrator role for charities, nonprofits, and public affairs. And throughout my time here, I've been able to collaborate not only with the division as a whole, but also in the development and our further enhancements to our current online filing system. And most recently, really diving into the changes that have taken place with the new State Nonprofit Corporations Act that took effect in January 2.
Oh, okay. So you said there was an update in June. I'm sorry.
January 1st, 2022, a whole brand new Washington Nonprofit Corporations Act took effect.
Yes. So that means there's been some maybe new rules, regulations, things it is that us as business owners, we definitely need to be aware of.
Correct.
Yes. Awesome, awesome. Well, again, glad to have you on the show with us this morning. Let's go ahead and dive in. And like I said, I did receive your bio, some information it is that you have provided with us. Let our listeners know what is the mission statement behind the Secretary of State, and when was it founded?
So the Secretary of State as a whole is really about promoting public trust. We do that through safeguarding vital government records, documents, and publications, preserving the integrity of elections in Washington State, providing the business community and public with easy access to information about corporations and charities, and performing public outreach to improve civic knowledge and participation. And of course, just leveraging that technology to improve efficiency and enhance customer service. Really to dial that in for corporations and charities division specifically, where our mission is providing and charitable information to promote public trust. The Secretary of State office as a whole was adopted with the Washington State Constitution in 1889. And then from that point, we did corporations, but we also took in charities in 1993. And that was first done with the adoption of the Charitable Solicitation Act in 1973. And then we took it on under our office.
Yes. Wow. Let me ask you this: is that with the corporations division there, I guess section it is? What defines a corporation? Is that determined on maybe how much that corporation makes, or is it due to the filing of the owner? Can you kind of explain that to our listeners?
Yeah, so we have corporations and we have charities, and so the corporation side does all the corporate records such as LLCs, profit corporations. I house the nonprofits under my side, and all the different entity types. And really, that doesn't have a basis on the amount of gross revenue, but it's really about that business structure that's selected from the customer and how they're going to file with our office.
Okay, okay. Very interesting there. And hopefully that was a nugget out there for our business owners that are out there that are looking to, those new businesses that are looking to file and hopefully that was definitely informative to them. Let our listeners know. Now, I know that you've mentioned the charities division versus the nonprofit. If you could please, go ahead and kind of explain the difference there in between those two. Some listeners may think, nonprofit, charity, same lane, but it definitely sounds like it could be two different lanes.
Yeah, so not all nonprofit corporations are defined as charitable organizations. For those that are a nonprofit and a charity registration are governed by two separate RCWs. That nonprofit side is governed under RCW 24.03A, and that allows that nonprofit to legally conduct business in Washington State. And then the charity side is governed by RCW 19.09, and that comes into play when the solicitation or receiving of donations from the general public happen from that nonprofit. While the requirements governing them are separate, charities and nonprofits do go hand in hand. They are generally the same organization.
Hmm.
We find that that is one of the most confusing factors for organizations registered with our office. Instead of charities versus nonprofits, it's really one, is your nonprofit a charitable corporation? And then two, does the nonprofit solicit or receive donations from the general public, which may then equal a separate registration with the charities program? Then that will require two submissions to our office annually.
Oh, okay. Okay. Very interesting there. For those of you that are out there that, are nonprofits, the charitable, I mean, great explanation there, and the clarity there also too. Because I think that many business owners or those that are nonprofit, that seems like something it is that they can very easily misconstrue there.
Very much so.
Yeah.
That's probably my number one thing, and that's what we're really trying to focus on, that education.
Yes, yes. Also, too, in reading your bio and kind of preparing for the interview today, I did notice that you have business partners. So, and this is in the charity and nonprofit sector there, or division of the Secretary of State. Can you tell our listeners maybe some of your business partners that you have?
So our office doesn't like partner with charities and nonprofits as we're their record keepers. However, we do have the which is a separate division under the Secretary of State purview, and it acts as that connection for state employees and higher education donors to donate towards their charity of choice. To qualify to participate with the CFD, the organization must have an active registration with the charities program and also have a federal tax exempt status of either a 501c3 or a 170c1. Now, a registration with our office must never be construed as being considered represented or endorsed by our office, but we do have that responsibility to work in conjunction with the Attorney General to develop and operate an education program for charitable organizations, their board members, and the general public. It's within that need that our office will contract with external organizations to be able to provide the education needs. Our office also provides consumer education regarding Give Smart. That's available on our website. And we've just recently launched Govern Smart in conjunction with the Attorney General. And what that is that's presentations regarding state compliance, education about their registration and our office, as well as that reporting requirement for nonprofits to the Office of the Attorney General. And while currently Govern Smart encompasses nonprofits and charities, our office does intend to expand on the education opportunities regarding compliance with our office for other business entities.
Yes, yes. It definitely sounds like you're the Secretary of State, corporation, charities, nonprofit division. There is a great resource too. It sounds like to me that the your division there is offering a lot of resources for those that are new, but then those that may be existing too. A lot of education, and that's a great. I think that's a great opportunity for those business owners that are out there that are looking, for those resources and the additional education it is. And it sounds like too a lot of things are changing, so we need that education.
Very much so.
Yes, yes. Glad to know that your division there is doing the work. Also, too, let our listeners know, when it comes to maybe becoming a partner, or their eligibilities. What does one have to do? And if it is an agency organization, what does that look like?
So that's through our contracting process. In an event that there is an opportunity,
Mhm.
that's published on our website, and bids are submitted from those organizations. Our office will then review the proposals and work with our contracting team to secure that contract. And then also, we're happy to provide educational opportunities to any agency or organization that's interested. We just ask that they simply reach out and our customer relations team can get them in touch with the person in our division that will go through those contracts.
Yes, yes. So sounds like another great opportunity there for those agencies and organizations that are out there. Let me ask you this: is certification? Then it sounds like would a business owner, or organization, agency need to be certified or have that certification?
Certification in regards to education.
In regards to, I guess, being a partner with the Secretary of State or with the corporations, charity and nonprofit sector there.
So it's not a certification that we provide. What we do is we do our due diligence looking at the organization, and then also just making sure that it's meeting that proposal that we're needing for the education. And then when we do have a contract, we provide our input on those education materials, and then we are a great resource for that organization to be able to provide the correct education.
Yes, yes. And again, that's very important for us as business owners and as entrepreneur to continue the education, so that we are up to date on things it is, that may change, that may be updated. So again, very important, for us to continue our education and be updated on any changes it is that may happen business wise also too. So glad to hear that. Yes, yes. For those of you that are just tuning in, you're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. This is Women Empowerment Talk Radio, and I'm your host, Carmelle Bias. We are in the studio today, once again, with our guest, Miss Constance Parbon, with the Secretary of State, and also, too, the Charities and Nonprofit division there. So we want to go ahead and jump back into the interview here. Let our listeners know. I mean, when it comes, one thing it is that I find is that most business owners that are starting out, getting started, there are a number out there that are looking for funding. Is there a division within the Secretary of State that assist with funding for those it is that may be getting started?
So currently, there's not a division within the Secretary of State that can assist in that manner. But when this type of information, because that's something that we get requested from our office, we do provide additional resources such as ORIA or the Department of Commerce for small business guidance. Within our website, we have a resource tab that provides additional links to business.wa.gov and the U.S. Small Business Administration. And so while we don't provide funding, we work very hard to utilize our resources to provide the education for those funding lines.
Yes, yes. So definitely, again, it sounds like there is a connection there that if the Secretary of State, the Charities and Nonprofit Division does not offer funding, it sounds like you have some connections there with other resources that are out there that do help.
Correct. Yep. We try to provide, if we can't do it for you or have the answer, we try to get you to the right place that can do that for you.
Yes, yes. So again, this department here is definitely a great resource for us as business owners to check out, take a look at, and see, how it is that they can for sure help out in whatever the situation is here, especially, if it comes to filing, like Constance mentioned, your LLC, or whatever it is that your needs are, utilize them, for sure as a resource is what it sounds like to me. So awesome. Again, like I said, that continued education is so important for us, to stay in the loop. Yes, yes. Well, let our listeners know also too, when it comes to the charity versus nonprofit, this is Women Empowerment Talk Radio, so we want to see, what is a percentage there of women that you see that are filing CEO nonprofit versus charity? Is that a large number there that you see more women than men?
So currently, that type of data isn't collected by our office, but Washington State Office of Minority and Women's Business Enterprises, they lead the statewide MWBE program. They're the sole agency that certifies minority and women-owned business enterprises, and then that allows for that participation in public contracting and procurement. Our office does remain cognizant of that when going through our own contracting processes.
Okay, okay. Great, great for that. Yeah. And that's good. The Office of Minority and Women Business Enterprise, Great organization. Yeah, I connected with them also too a couple weeks ago. So again, another resource out there for us as business owners to definitely connect with in moving forward. Yes. So let our listeners know also too, Miss Constance, is does the your division, or is there a division within the Secretary of State that assists those it is that may be looking to file for a 501c3?
So we don't have a division within our office that does that because that's a process through the IRS regarding that 501c3. What we can provide is just that education on where to find that through the IRS website, as that plays a big connection with our office under the charity side. So I have a little bit more knowledge just because of dealing with the IRS on those federal tax exempt statuses, but a specific division or a section of our division that assists with that, we unfortunately do not have that.
All right. That's great. Because I know that when it comes to nonprofit, that's definitely something it is that a lot of people, business owners, nonprofit CEOs are looking for. We definitely need that education when it comes to that also too. So again, if that's something it is that you're looking for, you definitely want to connect. And it sounds like if the Secretary of State, Ms. Constance, uh, division does not offer the help, they can definitely direct you in the right way. So we want to again continue to utilize them as a resource for us as business owners. Yes, yes. Also, too, let us know because when I was reading your bio, one thing it is that stood out to me was I know that you were assisting in the website there for corporations and the nonprofit. Let us know, there's many business owners out there that have disabilities. How does that website, specialize or help those that are out there that may have hearing disabilities or visually impaired? What features are on that site there that will help them along the way?
So currently our website can be navigated by keyboard functions. Our website can also accommodate screen reader programs as well as accessibility for alt text users and programs. Links to our tutorial videos that we have on YouTube, where captions are available, are also on the website. And then our office just continues to work diligently with our website and IT teams to improve accessibility for all site users.
Awesome. Yeah. So definitely some features there for those that have disabilities, like I stated, maybe hearing or visually impaired, whatever that is. Definitely a website it is that you can still access and still be able to complete. It is, I guess, your filing. I will say online, even despite
Yes.
a disability. Right. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, and that's something it is, like I said, that I know many business owners out there. There's a lot of different organizations that help those business owners that do have disabilities. So we definitely want to shine a light on that and let them know that despite whatever the barrier may be, the Secretary of State definitely offers that special feature for us to continue forward and to move on. Let our listeners know, Ms. Constance, are there any upcoming events that our listeners may be aware of or that you would like to shine a light on?
Yeah, so we have upcoming events through our education programs. We do provide the list of events on our website. On our main landing page, down towards the bottom, we have a quick events tab that just shows what those most current upcoming events are. And then also through our resources, education and training, and then workshops and webinars, that's where we have the full comprehensive list of upcoming events. So that's not just information that's being provided by our office, but also from our education partners.
Yes, yes. Well, definitely. Again, today's show is all about the education, the resources it is that are out there, and encouraging our audience to continue to stay in the loop. Because as Miss Constance said, there's definitely some changes that are going on out there, and we want to keep you informed and let you know exactly what it is that's going on out there. When it comes to business and when it comes to filing for an LLC or incorporation, nonprofit, whatever it may be. Will you a little bit just kind of touch on, the difference? Because that's one question it is that I get, and hopefully you you can help us out with this, is maybe a little difference in between sole proprietor, LLC, incorporation, to just let our listeners know, for those it is, that have that concern or want to know more about, am I filing correctly?
So yeah, so sole proprietor is actually registered with just Department of Revenue, and they're issued a UBI there. They wouldn't be what would be considered a legal business entity in comparison to LLC or a profit corporation. That's something that's incorporated. So while those are also issued UBIs, those are registered with our office, and they're done so under those RCWs. But then that sole proprietorship, that's usually just an individual, so they wouldn't have employees. They wouldn't be going through like L&I or anything like that for employees. So, and that's just with the Department of Revenue.
Yes, yes. Miss Constance, why don't you go ahead and let our listeners know, if there's anyone out there that may have questions or concerns or, want to learn more about your division there at the charities and nonprofit sector there, how does a listener contact you? What's the best way?
So by going to our website, www.sos.wa.gov, that will bring you to the main Secretariat site, and then you can navigate to our division by selecting the corporations. And then that will offer you our contact page, which gives you our phone number, a chat feature, as well as email addresses. And then if there's anybody that's wanting to learn more about the Govern Smart and Give Smart programs, they can request a presentation through our education and training page.
Yes, yes. And for those it is, that are out there that have thought about filing online, is the office still open?
Yes, so our office has been open for quite some time. We weren't closed that long. So we're open for in-person, and then we have our online filing system. And if there's ever any issues navigating that, they can hop on to chat or give us a phone call, and we
Yes.
will navigate you all the way through the payment screen.
Awesome. Miss Constance, I want to thank you again for your time this afternoon with us here on Women Empowerment Talk Radio. All right, y'all.